Hi, welcome to Gen Cam Plays Board Games, a channel where I, Gen Cam, play board games solo to help you decide if a game is right for you. Today we'll be doing something a little different for me at least. Today we'll be playing mid-year board game tag. Okay, so this is coming from the wonderful Rolling Reggie, where I will be answering a series of 8 questions, and in the spirit of the game, I will be tagging 8 other content creators. If you want to know who those content creators are, you're going to have to wait till the end of the video, or if you're a solo board gamer, then you know that, well, cheating is allowed, and you can actually just go look in the description below. But of course, I'd appreciate if you watch to the end of the video. And of course, before we jump into the questions, if you like solo board game content, enjoy my overly caffeinated energy, still not sponsored, or a combination of both, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell so you will know when new videos go up, usually on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And with all of that out of the way, let's get started. Okay, so the first question is, what is your favorite game? So I'm gonna assume that we mean our favorite game so far and not my favorite game of all time. But oddly enough, go figure, they kind of tie. It's like, wait. Nah, you can see them. So they're related. It's Sleeping Gods and Sleeping Gods Distant Skies. So if you know me at all, you know that Sleeping Gods is my favorite game, and I was super excited to play Distant Skies this year. I just absolutely love how thematic it is and just kind of that whole choose your own adventure exploration. It's just absolutely amazing. I've thoroughly enjoyed playing the original Sleeping Gods, and I really enjoy the changes that were made in Distant Skies, but both of them are going to give you very similar experiences. So if you want to play something that's 2024, check out Distant Skies. And if you're looking for something else, it also has even more to explore because it also has the expansions and things like that. Check out Sleeping Gods. But I will say I have played a ridiculous number of hours of the original Sleeping Gods, and I barely got into one of the expansions, and I have not gotten to the other expansions, but I hope that there are similar expansions for Distant Skies, because just the way they changed up the mechanisms for your items that you can use being kind of cards instead of the command tokens. Those changes in Distant Skies just really improved upon the original, but they're both just so good. So that's my favorite all-time game and game of the year so far. Okay, so number 2, what is your most played game? Oh, okay, so this might end up being a spoiler for a video that is coming out in the future, but not on this channel. So yeah, but it is my most played game, and it's one of my favorite games. And speaking of other channels, if you wait to the end of a lot of my videos when it has that end screen, sometimes there is a playlist of other channels to find me. So if you want to check out other channels that are absolutely amazing and the videos that I do for them, whether it's the podcast lists, streams, whatever, I do have a playlist that you can find either on the channel or sometimes at the end screen. That's other places to find me, so make sure you check that out. But my most played game is Turing Machine, and I love Turing Machine, and I absolutely love Turing Machine on BGA. If you don't know what Turing Machine is, it is a logic puzzle where you are trying to solve a 3-digit code, and you have these different things. So it might say the yellow square is odd or even. So you put in a code that you think it might be, and then you'll check against it. So say you put that the triangle is a 3, and then it's going to come back and say yes or no whether or not you got it right. So if it's yes, then you can get rid of 4 and 2 because it can only be 1, 3, or 5. So you're going to go through like these different kind of tests to test out your code and kind of deduce what the code is. And when you're playing solo, you are trying to beat the machine, but you could also play with other players. Not saying I don't know why you would do that. I have played with other people before, but I do think it's more fun solo because then you're playing as long until you think you know what the code is. If you play with other people and they get it first, then you don't get the chance to complete it. But it's super fun, super fast on BGA. I mean, it's a 10-minute or less game on BGA. So if you're just trying to kill time between meetings, trying to kill time when you're waiting for your professor to actually say something relevant, I may have done that before. But yeah, my most played game is Turing Machine. For the year, I'm at over 20 plays, and lifetime, I'm at over 80. So I play it a lot. Okay, number 3. What is your biggest surprise? Oh, golly. Okay, so my biggest surprise, I can't believe it took me this long to try it. And considering I tend to like, these big thematic games and all, I mean, we have, I can't ever point to things. I have Final Girl, we have Sleeping Gods, we have Tamashi over here. Like, I love big thematic games. And so it's kind of funny that my biggest surprise is actually wallet size. And that is Food Chain Island from Button Shy Games. I love this game. I love this game so much. I actually will have a video of the base game coming up soon, and the Button Shy was kind enough to send me the expansions for it. So can't wait to dive into that, and I will be showing that off. But it is, again, it's just a super fast kind of puzzle where you have all these animals that have different powers, but they need to eat things that are smaller than them. Everything's in a grid, so you kind of have to figure out all the powers to move things to where they need to be so they can keep eating. And then ideally you want to have one animal left. And it's just so great that a game can be this much fun, this thinky, and be so small and so inexpensive. I've known about the game for a long time, but never played it until recently, and I don't know what took me so long. So if I ever do a Button Shy top 10 list, I think, unless something changes, you'll know what number 1 is, because Food Chain Island is my biggest surprise so far this year. So let's move on to number 4. What game's production/art has impressed you the most? Okay, so there's so many things. Like, I don't want to bring up Sleeping Gods again, but Ryan Laukatt's art is just absolutely amazing. So I guess maybe it's not. Oh, I mean, I would still be impressed because it's not surprised. But we already talked about Sleeping Gods, so let's move on. But I think the one that impressed me because it was the most fun is Raising Robots. And I did think about the deluxe edition for Castles of Burgundy because it's beautiful, but the art in Raising Robots is just absolutely so cute. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy the game, but probably the thing I enjoy the most about the game is seeing all the art on all the cards. It is just the cutest freaking thing I've ever seen. The names of the robots and how the robots look like their names, and there's so many different robots. There's so many. I mean, the stack is huge. Hold on. Let me go get it. Okay, I'm back. Okay, this is the stack of robots and different inventors, and each one is unique, and they're just so cute. Here's a great example. But that's Control Z. I mean, it's an undo, and it's a washing machine that's cleaning up, and they're just all so amazing like that. Oh my gosh, Frank. And of course, we can't forget the inventors. Like, this is Florence Nightingale. How freaking cute is that? So it's just it, it's like, oh my god, I can't even talk. It's just so cute. So this is definitely the one that impressed me the most because I take so long playing this game, thankfully solo, because I have to stop and look at each and every card. So Raising Robots is the production slash art that I have been most impressed with so far this year. Oh my god, they're just so cute. Next up, number 5, what game do you want to get off your shelf of shame the most? Okay, there are so many games on my shelf of opportunity. I say opportunity. Um, this is gonna be kind of a cheat because I have played the game once on BGA, but I have not played with the expansions or the expansion, which is kind of imperative. And so I'm gonna count it because I figured that was like whatever. I'm counting this because I have not actually played my physical copy. It's coming soon. And that is A Feast for Odin with the Norwegians expansion. Obviously, it is one of the best games of all time, according to everyone. I was gonna say BGG, but let's just be honest. According to everyone, I I've watched so much content on A Feast for Odin, and it just amazes me that I have not tabled yet or tabled it yet. I think it's just because of like the space and it's gonna take anyway. It's happening. It's happening. I have my folded space ready to go. The glue is now dry. I'm going to get Norwegians punched. This is happening. This is happening in the near future. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will see when the video for A Feast for Odin with the Norwegian expansion solo, obviously, comes to the channel because it's uh, uh, in my defense, though, it took me a long time to get the game, so I don't know why it's taking me, but no defense. I don't know why I haven't played it yet, but I will be in the next couple weeks, so we're fixing that problem. On to number 6. Which game from 5+ years ago did you discover this year? So the way this was phrased from Reggie was 10+ years ago, but then in parentheses at the end, 3 or 5+ years ago. So I'm just saying 5, even though my game is actually from 10+ years ago. I'm also going to cheat a little bit here. And that's because when I got into the hobby, it was during the pandemic. So unless I played games with my family who were a little less interested than I was, I had to play games solo. And there really aren't that many games prior to the pandemic that I could find that were recommended that were soloable. So the ones that I could play that are now 5 years older, I have already played. So there's nothing new there was not much for me to discover left. However, if you have recommendations, I'll take them. So this one's going to be a little bit of a cheat. We're going to see what game did I rediscover, but the first time I actually played the analog version, and that is actually Pandemic. And my family and I played it together for the first time this year. I had played like the app version a long time ago, but I had never actually played my copy. I had it in shrink since 2020 or 2021. We finally opened it, we finally played it, and that's a 2008 game, which means it is as old as my child. It's learning how to drive at this point. So, yeah, Pandemic. That was it's a lot. It's so I mean, I like I said, I played it on like the app, but I never played it with other people, and that was a lot of fun. And when I got into board gaming, the word pandemic was not, I hope I don't like YouTube doesn't like yell at me for saying this word too many times, but obviously people were not loving that theme. They weren't loving the theme at the time, and so it took a couple years, but we finally played it this year. We've gotten Legacy Season 1. We're going to get that to the table, so maybe that's going to be for the end of the year questions, because hopefully we make it through by the end of the year. That would be awesome. But that's number 6, Pandemic. Number 7, which anticipated releases are you most excited about for the second half of the year? Whew. Okay, there are so many games coming out, and this one's a little tricky because I have backed most of my anticipated, so I've already gotten them. So I don't want to count those even though they're not in retail yet. So I want to count the games that I haven't played or I don't currently have in my collection that are coming out this year. So for this one, I picked one light game and one heavy game according to BGG. And for the light game, I chose River Valley Glassworks. So I did back this on Kickstarter and I definitely did the deluxe version because it just looks so pretty. But my husband and I have played it on BGA. Oh my gosh, I think we played it like 3 or 4 times in a row. And like I said, my family are not like big gamers. They don't like to play things nearly as much as I do. But we played it on BGA and I'm like, yup, this is happening. We are 100% backing this deluxe version. So full transparency, I am friendly with the designers, but that is not influencing my opinion of my level of excitement for this game. But I really can't wait to see it solo after watching Jamie from Foster the Meeple play it solo. It just looks super fun. And yeah, it's a game my husband will play with me, so it makes it even better. Now, for the heavy game, it is Civolution. Okay, so I honestly don't know that much about Civolution, but I mean, it says, according to BGG, Civolution is a medium heavy to heavy Euro style game that utilizes a dice selection mechanism to trigger actions on a check tree like structure. And the theme, I'm so here for it, and I can't wait to learn more about it and hopefully get to play it by the end of this year. And for our final question, what's your personal favorite video that you've posted to your channel? Whew, okay, so this is a hard one because there's two that I am super excited about, but one is board game related and one's RPG. So since this is more of a board game question, I am going to say my Mysticana video. And that's because it is the first video I have done that made it to a Kickstarter page. So that was really, really exciting. And yeah, I was really excited and proud that Button Shy enjoyed the video enough to post it on their Kickstarter. Okay, so that is it for me for mid-year board game tag. So which channels do I want to tag? Well, obviously I am going to tag my co-op chat friends. If you don't already know, Steve from Co-op Guild hosts a not quite weekly, but every week or so, chat where myself, Derek from Kanji Studios, and Bernd from Meet Me at the Table all kind of meet up on a stream and we just chat about board game things. Danielle, of course, I did not forget about you. You are not escaping this, and I want to see what you have to say as well. So consider all of you tagged. I, of course, also have to consider my other board game family who welcomed me to YouTube before I even started making YouTube videos, and that's you, our family plays games. I am so happy to be part of OFPG Voices, and I really can't wait to hear what your answers for these questions are. Next, I want to tag a new player to the board, and that is Crimson Board Games. We have been following each other on social media for a very long time, and I am so happy that she is now on YouTube. So, of course, you all should go check her out and can't wait to see what she's been up to for the first half of 2024. Okay, this tag might be a long shot, but I want to tag Before You Play because they were one of the first channels I watched when I got into this space during the height of the pandemic. And with no game group to help me navigate this space, they really made board games approachable for me. So thank you, Monique and Naveen. I hope you see this, and I can't wait to see what your answers are. And of course, I have to tag the content creator that makes me laugh the hardest. I would watch her videos every single day if I could, and that is Emily from Emily and Things, as well as Shut Up and Sit Down. If you don't know who she is, I am telling you that you are 100% missing out on some of the best content in this space. That's a notification bell channel for me. Emily, can't wait to see more of you. I hope you see this, and thank you so much for being who you are, and I hope to see your answers to these questions sometime in the future. So only picking 8 is really, really hard. There are so many amazing content creators out there who I would love to see do this challenge. So even if you aren't tagged and you are watching this, I hope you will also answer these questions and tag some people as well. Let's see how far we can make this go. Of course, hopefully we'll all come back at the end of the year and answer these questions again. Reggie, thank you so much for tagging me, and till next time, bye-bye.